Thank you, Teresa, for joining me today, and to all of you as businesses who are interested in learning more about the now famous wine walks in Fountain Hills. So exciting. I'm Betsy Lavoie with the Fountain Hills Chamber of Commerce, and here with us today is our representative for the wine walks, Teresa Russo-Cox. She is with TAMA, which is a Fountain Hills Chamber of Commerce industry stakeholder group supported by the Chamber and the Town of Fountain Hills. So thank you, Teresa, for being here. So we successfully hosted 6 wine walks last season and brought over 850 residents through those businesses last season, and many of those residents had shared they would have never walked through the doors.
That's the whole purpose
of one of those businesses. So we're excited for this next year, and Teresa held an information meeting for every single one of those businesses to learn what to do for a successful wine walk, and this video now replaces that information meeting. So welcome to your information meeting. And since we had over 850 who went through in those 6 wine walks, can you share with the businesses how many people they can expect during their one wine walk? Because they're only participating in one wine walk.
Yeah, right, exactly, because we do different quadrants every month. But I would say you could go anywhere from 80 to 150 people that are going to walk through there. And I tend to think that we have more on the larger size.
Yes.
And I think this year it's going to be even better because more people know about it. They even asked us, well, why don't you just do this all year round?
I know.
I don't think you want to go out there when it's hot.
I think they might. It has such a following. You never know.
That is true.
And so who is eligible to participate in the wine walk? Do they need to be a Chamber of Commerce member?
Not your first time.
And then what about our dates? So they align with the new program that rolled out First Fridays. So they are the First Fridays, but are they every First Friday, or when are they? It's September, October, November, no December, January, February, March.
Right. And it's always that first Friday.
Yes. Yes. And also with that December, the other reason the committee decided not to do that is not only because it's so busy, but the very next day is Stroll in the Glow.
Yeah.
And we know that you as businesses are participating in Stroll in the Glow. So that's a lot to put on your plate.
Right.
So when do they have to commit to being in that quadrant that's already pre-designed, predestined? So we'll share with you, your quadrant is on this date, and when do they have to commit to us by?
So if you are September, 3 weeks before.
Talk about the theme really quick. So we predetermine the themes with the dates, and you'll be informed right below on this website. You'll be informed of when that is and when you can participate. But talk about the theme really quick. So it's specifically per date, but does the business, do they do anything else to theme?
Absolutely. It is so much fun. This is where you start to really have a lot of fun with the wine walk. Let's say you're going to do France. Last year we had a business that they wore little mustaches and little berets.
So speaking of the food, share a little bit more about the pairing with the wines. They'll want to pair with their region, with their theme. And then what about balloons? We require balloons outside their door. The next thing they must have is a bouncer at the door throughout the entire event with a dump bucket. Participants are ordering their own wine and they're paying it in full at time of order. So talk real quick about the bouncer.
The bouncer needs to just do that. We found in the past when we've done it, sometimes they start talking and everything. Please make sure whoever you have is focused on that door, plus a sign on the door also to say, no alcohol beyond this point. And really, I think you should do it both on the inside when they're walking in and when they're walking out so that they see that.
So they won't be surprised.
Yeah, it's really, really important.
Yes, yes. And you need a corkscrew. Don't forget a corkscrew.
Oh, you have to have a corkscrew.
And then
maybe a couple.
Yes. And then you'll want to access your email list. So you as a business, you will receive more marketing from the Chamber of Commerce for this event, but we are all working together. And so we count on every business to do their own marketing as well. And so you'll want to use your own email list, newsletters, however you communicate, social media posts, texting to increase awareness. We do provide a poster for each business so that they can have it in their business or flyers. And we will also reshare any chamber member who does a post will reshare that post so that it builds a lot of excitement. So walk us through the process of just purchasing the wine. Somebody might be a little bit nervous about the fact, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You've been given the region, for example, France, and now you have to purchase the wine. You shared the cost is approximately $150 a case. We shared that it's almost at cost because Grapables has been so generous. Can you explain the wine ordering process? You shared the deposit is $100.
Yeah.
But the timelines for the wine.
When the wine comes in, they will call you and tell you it's there. And I urge you to get this before that Friday because they don't open until 3. We start at 3.
And you need to be completely ready by 2:45.
You need to be completely
So you cannot get it the same day.
Yeah.
You have to get it the day before.
I definitely would, as soon as you get the call, just run over and grab your wine.
Okay, so definitely already have in your calendar though to pick it up the week of your wine event after you receive the call must be picked up by Thursday.
Yeah.
I would
It has to
absolutely
be.
be picked up by
Yeah,
Thursday.
just for you to have a nice successful.
For this event, we need to detail each and every participating business with their own participation form. So that is a requirement that if you're participating in the wine walk, that you have your participation agreement with the Chamber of Commerce for the liquor license prior to. So as soon as you commit, that 3 weeks prior, as soon as you commit, that'll be your first step is filling out that participation form. It's a special event town permit we also have to get in addition to the liquor license. And we as a Chamber of Commerce set a check-in table. And it has this banner. So all of our residents can find us with the tent and this banner. We staff it with at least 3 chamber staffers at every single event for those approximately 4 hours. And so that's provided for everyone. We take on-site registration, we take credit cards, we provide pre-registration leading up to the event. As a matter of fact, the September event is available now. So people are able to purchase your tickets right now. Supplies we supply. So besides the check-in table and the legal requirements, we also have to card every single participant per our liquor license. And then they do get a wristband. That wristband is only to say that they have been carded at the check-in table. And then if they are participating in the wine walk as a drinker, because there's a non-drinker price, then they do get the commemorative, I don't know if you could see that, we'll do a photo too. They get the commemorative glass that has the Fountain Hills and beautiful etching on it. So I love that you brought these, we brought those back, but the chamber provides those. And then each one of the residents has this to go home. So after they've done 6 wine walks with us, they have a nice collection of Fountain Hills wine glasses.
Nice.
And then we do provide extended marketing support. So we do paid online ads, we do paid print ads, much more this year than even last year. That's why we're really excited about the participation that we're going to have this coming year, even though last year was huge success. Huge success. We also provide name tags for our businesses had shared with us that they want to say hello to each person who comes in because no one in Fountain Hills is a stranger, right? So Teresa walks into the chamber, walks into your business, it says Teresa on her name badge and you can welcome her, greet her with her name. And then we do repost all of our chamber member Facebook and Instagram posts about the wine walk. What about gift basket? Talk about that real quick.
Well, the gift basket is wonderful because you really want to get your leads, and that's the best way to do it. Have them fill it out with their name and telephone number and their email address. That's a good email contact for you to put into your leads.
And then the beauty is in the follow-up. And so again,
absolutely, you have to follow up.
Yes, you've got all that information. So would you recommend a thank you email afterwards?
Absolutely. Always follow up with a thank you email just so that they remember you, and it's just really nice. And have your brochures, have your cards, have whatever you need out. If you have samples of things that you want to give, do that as well, because it just helps them to remember who you are.
And so share with everyone how businesses can manage the flow of people. So we had talked about staffing with 3 or 4 staff or volunteers.
Yeah.
So you talked about the bouncer. Well, you mentioned the person pouring, how the owner should be the one greeting. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, so it's going to be moving fast. If anybody walks away from that table, which I had to do when I was serving at our first one, I came back, they're pouring their own wine. So you're only doing a 2-finger pour here. So what I suggest that you do is get some little cups, maybe even those little small red solo cups. They're really great, but don't fill those all the way up either, because that's a pretty big pour when you think about it. So whatever you do, just have those all set. So when they come up, all you need to do is pour that into their glass. And if they want to have some more later, give them another taste if you have to. I mean, sometimes they don't like the other ones. I want to go back to that other place and get a taste of what Otis was serving. So you have to make sure that you're always there. Have someone that's always making sure that the food, sometimes you'll run out of food, have a food runner as well. So designate a person for the wine and for the food, or you could have 2 at the wine and then they're taking care of both.
And then your bouncer, and then what about the owner?
And this is a time not for you as the owner, like TDC Financial. Terry is the financial advisor. And I didn't want him doing anything but just talking to people as they came in. This is your time. They want to get to know you. So how many employees you have, make sure they're out and talking to everybody.
And what if somebody doesn't have a lot of employees? Do they need to recruit their families or volunteers?
Friends, family, let us know.
Could they do it by themselves?
No, absolutely not. There is no way.
Right.
Yeah, if you can't find anybody, then let us know. But I'm sure you have some friends and family that would love to be involved.
Absolutely. And that bouncer position, since we're talking about the staffing part, and that is per our liquor license. So we know that when we talk about it being a wine walk, the idea of walking the avenue would be lovely. But the idea is for the residents to be in your business for a decent length of time so that they get to know you well enough so they'll want to come back and patronize at your business. And so we like that you can't walk around with wine. Otherwise they could just come in, get their glass and leave and walk and enjoy the beautiful outdoors. That's not going to help build your business. Having someone in your business for the length of a glass and the length of hors d'oeuvres is going to help build your business. And that's why the bouncer too, we cannot have wine outside. So that's why the bouncer is such a crucial part of our liquor license, and that no wine travels between businesses.
And one of the things that I liked last week, and I'm just going to pick this one because I remember going in, I thought it was really clever what they did. It was Clean Colonic. And they did tours, and also over at one of the other businesses. But anyway, they actually took you into that room and told you what that process was and why you do that. I mean, I thought that was genius. And the other lady with the lights, the light therapy, a couple of the estheticians did that. That's exactly what you want to do. Because it takes that fear away of walking in and not knowing. So you're kind of educating them on what your business is all about.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what are the best ways for businesses to promote their participation in the walk? What are some things that you personally did to promote the fact that you were going to be in the wine walk?
Well, of course, we sent out an email list to all of the people that we have. We had our flyers and social media. Just said stop by and see us. We're having a wine walk in our quadrant. There's going to be nice hors d'oeuvres. We're serving a Spanish wine. And
word of mouth. I think you're really great at word of mouth too.
Absolutely. Yes. That's the best way.
And we kind of talked about this a little bit, but how can businesses collaborate with the chamber with their own promotion? So I had mentioned that anything you do on social media, if you're a chamber member, you can tag us and we will repost. Our posts reach over 10,000, almost every single post. And so if somebody is a newer business, for example, and maybe they don't have a large social media reach, maybe they only have 100 or 200 people following them. If they tag us, we reach another 10,000 on average for our social media posts. So definitely, Chamber members, use that resource that's available to you. And so you've always talked about how it's a marketing expense.
Yes.
And so with the cost of the wine, the cost of the food, perhaps the cost of the decorations, if you decide to get outfits to theme and you're dressing up, we recommend music just playing on your music player. You do not need to hire live music.
No.
But for your costs, they're going to spend anywhere from, what would you suggest?
I'm going to say at the most they might spend $300, and that's really high end. It just depends if you're going to have catering, but still, even $300 is to get people in your,
literally 100 people through your doors.
You know what it is to just put an ad in a paper or anything, which is great. You get your exposure, but this to actually have people walking through your door.
Yes, and meeting the owner or manager.
Meeting the owner, and you know, it's because there's nothing worse than people doing a cold call, like walking into a business and looking around like, I don't know, I'm not familiar. This makes them familiar with who you are and what you have.
Right. Okay. So if you have any questions, Teresa is here to help, and we'll have all of her information right here on the web page. You'll have a direct link with all of this information, or there is a direct link with the video and all the information, registration information for all of your clients and family and friends who might want to participate. You can also call the chamber if you have questions, and we would love to just help all of our businesses participate this year. It's going to just keep growing and growing. I'm just going to close with this. We decided to do something a little bit different this year. So stay tuned to the schedule. Is it going to be wine every time? Just a little teaser.
Yeah, we're going to start to dabble with some other things, like maybe margaritas or something.
Maybe. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching. We can't wait to work with you.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.